Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. So, today's video is another video on a Refuge Medical Gear. So, Refuge Medical Gear, which is run by Bear Independent. A lot of you guys know who he is. This is their stomp bag. This is like a mini hospital on your back. So, today's video, we're not going to go through every piece of item in here. It's a lot. With that being said, I'm going to lay out a lot of the gear, and I'm going to point out the more important ones than others, and then we'll move from there. But hopefully you guys get a sense of what's in this bag and why this bag is needed. And especially if you are a prepper, guys, medical kit, medical gear is very important, amongst other things. Of course, obviously you need food, water, the whole 9 yards, but this is a piece of gear, or rather any piece of gear that's in the medical field is needed. But you also have to learn how to use the gear too. Just because you buy from a company like Medical Refuge doesn't mean that you're automatically going to know how to use it. You're going to need the training. Refuge Medical, has a lot of classes on training, on medical training. So again, it is something to consider. Again, I know not everybody can afford something like this. This is a $2,000 bag. But again, in my opinion, it is very worth it. All right, guys. This is what the bag looks like opened. Again, as you can see, a lot of gears in here, and they do not waste any space. Now, I would have probably added some more stuff to the top of here, but that's the kind of stuff you would add personally. So I would have like a BP cuff and stethoscope. If you're going to have a bag this big, you should absolutely have a BP cuff and stethoscope, and you should learn how to use the BP cuff and stethoscope. You will become almost like a mini doctor, especially when there's no doctors around. Don't get me wrong, this bag is more trauma based than it is medical. So with trauma, I can treat probably out of this bag, I would say maybe 20 people, depending on the injuries, obviously, right? If somebody has, I don't know, a gushing wound to the leg and a bullet hole to the chest, that's going to use up more of the resources in this bag. So you have to keep that in mind. But if everybody had, in the fantasy world, one injury apiece, I could probably get away with serving 20, maybe 25 people. Again, dependent upon the injury. Now, guys, as you can see, all of the gear that's on the table, that was just the main compartment. That wasn't even the 4 other compartments that I have to dig through, right? So now, as you can see, this here, I'm not dumping everything out of that because there's a lot of gear in it. We will go through it though, but there's a lot of gear in that, and I just don't feel like, I don't feel like it. I don't have enough table room for the amount of stuff that's in here. So when I said there should be a BP cuff in it, there is a BP cuff. That's a blood pressure cuff. Sorry, I know I said BP and guys are like, what the fuck does that mean? It's a blood pressure cuff. This is something very important. This is a Cpr mask. So if you don't want to put your mouth on some dude or some chick, this is good to have. Okay, guys, so this is mostly everything. I still had 2 more pockets on the side. I just didn't have enough room because I have a small ass table. Anyway, not the point. Like I said, guys, this is a hospital on your back. Now, I noticed with this, I had a set of shears. I am not sure if these shears came with this bag, because if it did, then they sent me 2 sets of shears. So I had this set in here, and there's another one in here with a bunch of bandages in there. As you can see, guys, this bag came well thought out, well packed. I mean, they have Band-Aids here, for Christ's sakes. I mean, Band-Aids. So that's pretty good. This is my first time opening it, so we're going through this bag together. As you can see, there's multiple bandages all over the place, guys. Like I said, after looking at the bag, I could take on about 20 people or so. So this kit here on the wall, this is going to, we're going to go through this kit in a little bit because I'm going to have to move this bag off the table. So this pocket right here has 2 more tourniquets in it. So that is, again, pretty good. There's 2 more tourniquets, 2 sets of gloves, and I'm not sure, triangle bandage, but black. Because black, okay, maybe not black, maybe green. Nah, fuck it, it's black. Because black is better. No, just kidding. Anyway, that's inside of that pocket. And in his pocket, this is a splint, which is excellent. Another chest sealing kit in here. So the 2 splints on this side, there's about 4 chest sealing kits, more abdominal pads. The only thing, 2 NPAs, nasopharyngeal airway tubes, in this pouch right here. And the only thing that I did not find, and I sort of understand why now, is the stethoscope. So you have this BP cuff, but there's no stethoscope. There is a stethoscope. It's in the bag. So again, I stand corrected. So these are good. Now, a good set of stethoscope, guys, is going to run you a couple of $100. So don't do that. You have to practice with, if you never ever done blood pressure before, you have to practice it. You can actually go on YouTube and learn, and you can practice on somebody in your house. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, you guys better appreciate this fucking video because it's gonna take me fucking 3 days and fucking X amount of hours to put this shit back inside. Thank God I took pictures as I went along with my phone. So in this pouch here, there's some flush tubes here. So this is just like the flush wounds out, right? This is the flush wounds out and maybe debris in your eye. If you're gonna use this on the eye though, be careful. Drip it in slowly. Don't squeeze it all the way in too hard because you'll blow somebody's. Not that you'll blow their eye out, but you definitely will injure them. This is IV. This is an IV set. So the IV bag is not in here, thank God. But this is an IV set. Should you get your hands on some IV fluid? IV fluid is the fastest way to get fluid back into the person's body. This is the saline lock kit. Again, guys, if you don't know what you're doing with this stuff, you're going to have to take training on it. So the IV set, guys, is not hard to figure out, but it does take time to learn. So again, this is like a mini hospital on your back. So this black kit here is a minor surgery tool. This is, again, guys, for a small laceration or even a moderate sized laceration that doesn't have a venous bleed or an arterial bleed. You can just sew the skin up back together using that minor surgery kit. Again, guys, as you see everything on this table, appreciate it because this is the last fucking time I do this, because this is a lot of shit and this is going to rip the rest of my hair out trying to pack it. But again, guys, if you are interested in what you saw here, here's the one thing, guys. If you build this bag yourself, it's going to cost you more money. That's the problem. If you are a medical personnel, if you had a background like you were a medic, EMT, even a fireman or a cop, if you have a medical background, doctor, so you can build your own kit through your job. And I hate to say that, but fuck them. You could do it through your job and get a lot of this gear together on your own. And it would cost you nothing. But the outside person, a person who's not in that field, this can cost you a few $1,000s. Now, again, this bag, guys, is $2 grand and it's worth it. But it's only worth it if you know how to use the gear in it. That's more important than anything else, guys. If you know how to use the gear in it, this bag is a home run. And everything that you need is in this bag, or almost everything you need is in this bag. So just keep that in the back of your head, guys. The purchase is worth it if you know what you're doing with it. All right? So, again, other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. This was the Refuge Medical STOMP bag, the portable hospital on your back. And again, look into it. Visit refugemedical.com and look at the gear that they have on it. You won't be sorry. All right, guys? Thank you for watching.